caused you to build this? We were told to build it.
Are they extraterrestrial or are they just like ether beings?
All of the above.
Okay.
That's when they all came together to help them erect the structure.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching. By law, I have to tell you that this is for entertainment purposes only. All videos are property of Psychic Liz Cross, LLC. Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Mr. Reality and Psychic Medium Liz Cross. Liz, how are you?
I am doing fabulous, Mr.
Uh,
Reality. How are
you
you?
I'm great. Your channel is doing great. I love the shorts. I love the videos. Thank you everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you see a short you like, share it with a friend so that they can be introduced to Liz Cross too. And Liz, I thought it's time for another PSI-5 drop. We're getting ready to end the summer, so that's when we end our summer series. And here we are. If you like what I do, you can go to ko-fi.com/reality forecast and buy me a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. I really appreciate everything. You may have covered this in the past, but I wanted to talk to the builders of Stonehenge and find out why exactly they built it. How did this story last for thousands of years in the creation? Why is it still standing? And how did they move these giant monoliths many, many kilometers thousands of years ago?
Wow.
Have you
Yeah,
been there?
absolutely. I have several times.
Wow. So it
Have
started
you?
8,000 BC. No, I haven't been there. They put in timbers at first. And so there's evidence of timbers that were there. And then later, like 3,000 years later, they erected stones and they continued erecting stones. Most of them, like 50% of them, are still there. But how did this get passed down through?
How did this get passed down through? Yes. So, I mean, it's always going to remain. Now, I feel at some point they're really going to have to do some maintenance on the structure, is what I'm getting from the builders. But that is quite a way out in order to keep the stones in situ over time.
When you're talking to
I've
the
got.
builders, is this the
Mhm.
original timber builders or the stone builders? And like, what was their origin? What was their idea?
No, this is the stone builders. And are
Okay.
the stone builders and the timber builders the same? No, they're not.
They're separated by like 5,000 years. So, yeah.
Oh, oh.
So I wanted to know if we can talk to the original people that put the timbers there and what was their idea for it? How did they convey that they wanted this to continue through the 1,000 years that happened?
So let's get the timber builders. Okay. What caused you to build this? We were told to build it. Now, as I tap into them, they are extremely primitive looking humans.
Okay. Are they from Earth?
Are you from Earth? Yes.
What gave them the idea to do this and what were they trying to convey?
What gave you the idea to do this? We're told to do so, and they believe by the gods.
Did they make it as a calendar? Did they make it as a burial ground? Did they make it to tap into the energy ley lines of the earth?
Oh, was it a calendar? No. Was it a burial ground? It was supposed to be a burial ground at first, but then it never materialized really into being a burial ground. And what was the last part of that?
Was it like a church that they got,
Oh.
or was it connected? Did they know about ley lines at that time? And they were connecting to the energy grid on the earth.
They did not know about ley lines at that time. Was it a church? No, it wasn't a church. Was it a sundial? It was a bit of a sundial, yes, but they channeled something that told them how to do this, how to structure it, and they found it to be very successful in what they wanted to achieve. Now they're saying also that you can map out the moon phases using Stonehenge.
Were they able to connect to ETs at that time? And these are the original builders, like 8,000 BC.
They were connecting with ETs, although they weren't sure what it was they were connecting with at the time.
Okay. So we move ahead 5,000 years to 3,000 BC. This is considered phase one, where they began erecting the big pillars. Uh, did these people know, and the trees had probably fallen away long before that? How did these builders come to realize this was a sacred spot?
They were told to do so by whatever it was they were channeling. They were
Okay.
told that this was the spot. Now, it took them a long time to find that spot, but that is what they were told.
Was it the same orders that gave the 8000 BC people instructions on what to place there, and then they just relaxed
Same.
for 5000 years and then came back?
No, it's several different entities.
And what are these entities' origins?
What are these entities' origins? Well, some of it is a conscious mind thought form that is just floating around in the ether. Some of it was ancestral, some of it was ET origin, some of it was angelic or spiritual. Lots of different options here.
So were they combining or were they giving information at different parts in time? You say there was a many different components of the channeled information. Were they working together, or was this just picked up from different entities and different thought forms over the 1000 years?
Were they working together? Ultimately, they were working together. What I'm getting from the entities and the consciousness that was being channeled is we were testing mankind. We were seeing if they would actually do what we tell them to do.
Watch the ants run. Um, And so we're at 2500 BC. They start putting stones up. They start collecting these stones. And, people say it's hard to understand how they were able to move these stones, how they did. Were they on barges? Were they on timbers? How did
Mm.
they quarry these big lintels? And
How,
how did they
how,
raise them?
how did you raise them? They had cylindrical, almost like wheels.
So they moved them on wheels, so 2500 BC. And then how did
Well,
they erect them on top of, how did they lift them up? Were there
that it was
ET
like
technology there?
it was like a wheel type thing, like a long cylindrical. If you were moving something on logs, you see what I mean? Like
Well,
there
that's
was,
to move it across the land, but how did they then lift it up on top of the pillars? Because that's like a 7 ton, I'm sorry, above ground. Some of the lentils are 7 tons, some are 25 tons. They moved them like 30 miles. So how did they get them up?
how did you erect the stones? They had help. And what kind of help did they have? They had definitely outside help,
That's pretty vague.
forces in the universe, as in they also used their minds. So they believed by concentrating enough with their minds that they could move something, but actually, the force that was moving these objects, moving these stones, was coming from out there in the ether.
How can we tap into that to move megalithic tonnage stones in our own life? Or has that power been removed from human people?
No, it
Because I've got
hasn't
some.
been removed.
Okay, I'm going to get to work.
So if you have a miniature replica of Stonehenge in your back garden, we all know why. It's still available. It's still a tool that is available to us. We just don't know how to use it.
Okay, what are these entities that were facilitating the mind movements of these giant pillars and these giant stones? Did it take like special discipline? Did it take a lot of meditation? Did it take just connecting to that source?
Did it take a lot of meditation? No, it just was really about the belief that you could do it,
Okay.
that you could move objects with your mind. Now, these entities, they all gathered together and they built up energy in order to push these stones upward and into place.
So these were humans that were connecting an outside force. How many humans were involved in lifting the stones with their minds?
How many humans? These are excellent questions, Mr. Reality.
Pretty
Thank you.
good. Yeah, I'm excited.
How many humans were involved altogether in lifting these stones with their minds? About 50 males.
And they were all thinking the same thing. They were all thinking to raise it. So, over the course of their lifetime, how long would it take them to like get the stone from the ground to up on top of the pillars? Talk us through how long that took. Was it 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half
How
an
long
hour, a day of thinking about it?
for the stones to sit on top of the pillar and to be lifted up there? 2 days of
There,
fasting and focusing.
So, all right. And they were connecting to these outside agencies that were also helping them move it. These ET outside agencies, are they extraterrestrial or are they just like ether beings?
Are they extraterrestrial? All of the above.
Okay.
That's when they all came together to help them erect the structure.
So these people that erected the structure, what was their intent for the structure? Was it a calendar, a cemetery, a temple, a healing site, a time machine, all the above, none of the above?
What was the reason that they're very simple beings. They're like, because they told us to. The purpose was really going to be found out after it was established, the circle was established, and then it was down to them to make use of it.
So if they told you
More
to
as
jump
a
off a cliff, would you
sundial.
jump off a cliff?
Well, I think back then probably because they were so lost as human beings as to who they are, what were they doing here, what is going on. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
So how do you move? Who was involved with making the pillars, making or lintels or sarsens, whatever you want to call them? Like, was there a stone masonry group that was not involved in the meditation, or was how many different parts of erecting these structures were involved? Like, how many different groups?
How many different groups were involved in making? Oh, several, more than 10.
And were they able to call forth any particular power inside of this temple? Things that have been forgotten?
Were you able to call forth any particular power?
So, how were they able to get exact measurements of the solstice movements at that time? How were they so specific in getting it to line up on the solstice?
How were you so specific? Well, no, that's channeled information. So did they call forth the power to come down? No, but they were just doing as they were told, as the entities were telling them to do. It was very much just channeled.
Are there groups still involved in channeling information to people on Earth, or have they since dissipated?
I mean, yeah, they'll let you channel them for sure.
All
If
right.
you want to,
I
most definitely.
I will definitely be lifting some heavy things very soon. Thank you. All right, moving on to the next topic, we are going to look at so Stonehenge will continue to be there for many, many, many thousands of years.
Yes, but it needs a lot of preservation work. Yes.
Okay. Let's move on to Zarathustra. Hardly anything is known about Zarathustra, the order of Zoroastrianism. And since they're destroying the culture of Iran, I thought it would be nice to talk to Zarathustra himself and find out if he was a real being that lived from 1500 to 1000 BC or a combination of different people living at the time.
No, it wasn't one being. No.
Was it a construct? Was it a group of people? Was it an extraterrestrial dominance?
Again, this is as a result of channeling. It was a collective. I don't know why they needed an identifiable human-like figure to appear to give the orders or appear to give the instructions.
So there
But
was
this is,
someone that presented themselves as a human that like Zarathustra that gave instructions, but it was a construct?
yeah, there was it was holographic,
Hmm.
but it was an ET collective
And
hiding behind
so
holographic.
are those ET collectives still engaged in active deception on Earth?
Whenever and wherever possible, yes.
How have they continued to infiltrate our systems then? And what are their holograms that they're showing us currently?
They don't need to do it via hologram anymore. They do it by people who believe in this connecting to them. So they believe that they're connecting to this person, but actually, what they're doing is they're creating an energy strand to the collective ET.
Passive living where do good deeds, have good words, salvation is earned through conduct. They seem like genuine sentiments. And so, what is the benefit to presenting this path for humans uh, so that they can be better humans? What do they get out of it?
What do you get? Well, it's just a way to forge a connection to I am your God. I am the only God. I'm not saying that that is what source is, but you can kind of see how they used that hologram, that representation to entice humans in.
And are they using it through AI now in some way?
No, not yet, but you've just given them a good idea.
Well, it was a terrible idea. Please don't do that. It's an awful idea, I tell you. Where is this? Where's the origin of this collective? Are they in our solar system? Are they in our universe? Are they in our galaxy?
They're not in our universe, are they? They're located, they just sit on the periphery, sort of just outside of the barriers and boundaries of the universe.
And what other planets are they engaging in and actively practicing deception upon?
What other? No, just this one.
That seems crazy, crazy. So, thus spoke Zarathustra is actually an ET message, I guess. The next one is an intriguing photo of a monolith on Phobos. It's this from, where is it here? This is a monolith that was photographed that is 300 feet tall, 85 meters across, and has been described as one of the strangest things on the two moons of Mars. And Buzz Aldrin has also alluded to it, and he said we should look at the Phobos monolith. So let's look at it.
Yes. What would you like to know?
Who put it there?
Good thing. Monolith there. Source.
And what is its origin? Why did you put it there?
Why did you put it there? As a warning to beings that enter into the universe that should not be there.
Has this always been on Phobos, or is it like you just put it there years ago, 100 years ago, when we had photography of Mars moons?
No, it's been there for billions of years.
Okay, what happens if we walk into it?
You bang your knee.
So it's not a like a telemetry device, it's not a portal, it's not somewhere that we can be taken to another place.
No.
What is it?
Is it made of? A type of rock or stone that is not available here on the Earth plane.
Are there other monoliths around that we might find if we look at other moons? Because there's like a billion moons on Jupiter now. I think we're up to 45 moons or something, or just Phobos.
There are other monoliths around all over the universe.
All over the universe. So not just the sole solar system. Why would you have them if not just in our sole solar system? Mr. Source, Mr. Source.
And so why do you have them? They're also mile markers, what we would consider like modern day mile markers. They're
Huh.
also markers in the universe as well. What is this one? This is more of a warning. Do not enter this beyond this territory.
What does it say that in like ancient script? Do not enter humans bad or something like.
Oh my God. Do not enter humans bed. No, no, no. It's more for astral beings and, beings that are not in a physical body.
Huh. Does it sit on a specific like geographical spot specifically on all other moons?
Does it sit on a specific geography? Yes,
What is that specific? Why there?
because it's visible to their energetic radar.
So when Mars was inhabited, did the Martians have the ability to go to Phobos and did they see it?
Oh, yes, they were fully aware of it.
And what did they think it was?
They had no idea.
So what is this broadcasting a signal out, or is it just when you stand there and look at it that you see this warning there?
Is it broadcasting? It definitely broadcasts a signal.
And how is it broadcasting, and what specifically is it saying in that broadcast?
It's broadcasting through energy waves. It's like warning, warning, a warning. Do not go past this point.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah.
Is it dangerous to walk up to? Is there like a radiation near it? No. So we can visit.
Well, yeah. I mean, if Elon ever gets his rocket ready,
Is there anything
yeah.
else on Phobos or just that? That's the only really interesting thing on Phobos.
You will find fossils on Phobos.
What type of fossils?
What type of fossils? Almost like birds.
Got that on the moon too, I think. Another probe.
Oh, right.
All right, we're moving on to the three fate goddesses, and this is Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos. I wonder if these are posts in the afterlife that represent real people or real spirits, or if they're just this idea that was created in Greek.
Sadly, it's an idea.
So there's no real job for Clotho, Lachesis, and Atropos.
No, not really. No.
Is there a spiritual job that would be kind of like apropos to it, though? Or is that just our own pathway that we're creating and there are no outside entities or goddesses directing us?
It's about the conscious mind believing in it. But no, they don't exist but for the conscious mind. That's the only way they exist.
But there's no equivalent then spiritually.
There are goddesses and gods out there, but not to these, no.
Are there angelic realms that we can directly tie into? And like how many do those realms number?
Oh, there's many angelic realms. And how many? Trillions of different angelic realms.
And what do they have the ability to do for us here? Or do they have like a don't interfere clause they read from the Phobos monolith?
They're here to give us hope and structure and belief.
Are they all looking out for our benefit?
No. In
So
the
there are,
angelic realm?
yeah,
I mean, well, they're looking out, but they again, we know this from the CTT. They cannot intervene. It's very rare.
we did see a photo last October of one that came down. That was fun. How about any other realms that we can deal with or engage in to help us alter our path on this earth plane?
Any other realms that we Nothing within the universal matrix. No, you have to go outside of the system for that.
Okay, we'll start looking outside of the system next. This is Edward Leaderskallen, who built Coral Castle. You may be familiar with it down in Homestead, Florida. There he is here. And I wanted to see if we can bring in Edward Leaderskallen and ask him, how exactly did you build Coral Castle?
He was just driven to build it. I
Well,
feel
that's not
that
the answer of how.
it was love that made him build
Okay,
that.
so we just talked about people that were meditating for days, lifting heavy rocks, heavy machinery. Love can't lift heavy rocks and machine without machinery. So I want to know the process from Edward Leaderskallen, what he used in order to lift his rocks alone by himself.
What did you use to lift your rocks alone by yourself? He used a pulley system.
And did he use water as well in the pulley system? We got that in one of my remote viewing classes.
Oh, did you use water? Yes, he did.
So he was engaged to Agnes Skvatz, who he called his Sweet 16, and she called it off the day before his wedding. So she never came to the wedding, and he decided just to build Coral Castle instead, which is a weird way to cope, I guess, but to each their own. So I wonder if we can bring in Agnes and see if she was a real person or if she's made up and why she didn't decide to marry Edward.
She's here. Why did
Yeah.
you know?
Have they been married
Because
before?
they have in past lives, but look, he's not right in the head, she says.
Well,
He had a lot of far-fetched ideas
of
and
building Coral Castle. Yeah. I mean, but look what happened. He made it. What other far-fetched ideas did he have?
he had a lot of inventions and he really, I don't know, it wasn't good for her. She had a lot of pressure from her family that she should not marry him. And she also had someone else who was interested in her and proposed as well.
Oh,
Because back then, people didn't really date that much. It's not like how it is now. It was like,
Sure.
I like
No
you, you
courting,
like
just,
me.
hey, let's get married. And that
Yeah.
was the first date. So, what was Edward's idea in building Coral Castle? What was his motivation behind it?
That she would come back.
Did she ever know that he built this, or did she die without knowing about his castle invention in Florida?
No, she knew.
And she just think, man, I'm glad I dodged that Coral Castle bullet.
Basically, yeah. She was much happier with the person she did marry.
But what did she think of it? Was she impressed?
No, she thought it was ugly.
Really?
Hmm.
So, how many other times had Edward done something like this in order to win the approval of her in a previous lifetime?
In a previous lifetime, he was some sort of bird collector, and he tried to impress her with that. She was impressed. It was almost like, what are the pigeons that you send away and they come back? The home, are they homing pigeons or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah,
Yeah, that he did that in a previous life. But a life with him is always poverty stricken.
right. He finally died at $3,500 to his name and didn't really amount to much except for the fact that he built a giant stone museum that I guess was he inspired by building this in any particular spot, or did he just decide, yeah, this place looks good? Was he channeled its information?
No, it was the way he dealt with his heartache. It really was. He just kept working on it and working on it. It's kind of like when Forrest Gump just had to run and run and run and
I've never
run.
seen that movie, but I've
Oh
heard
my
about it.
God, how can you have never seen that
It takes a
movie?
lot of effort to not see that movie, but I've never seen it. I've heard of it. I know most things about it, but I don't
Funny.
never saw it. But
You have to watch it.
no, I don't, because then I can't say that I haven't seen it. So I'll never ever see it. I can be the only man alive who can say that without fear of retribution. So for Edward, how did you feel at the end of your life when you passed over, knowing that you devoted most of your life to building Coral Castle?
How did you feel at the end of your life? He just really felt quite numb, actually. He didn't really have a lot of feelings. He did feel accomplished, but also felt like a failure. He knew he was different, a different person, and that he couldn't explain why. People took a natural dislike to him, and that bothered him. He did just want to be liked, and he just wanted to be loved.
Is he incarnated now?
No,
Are he and Agnes going to reincarnate and get married?
he says, hopefully,
What will he do to win her affection next time?
have lots of money.
That would be a better plan, Edward. I definitely recommend that because that will certainly help more so than the other ideas. All right, thank you, Liz. This next one is an interesting story called The Hollow Boat. It's an 1803 UFO story. We're moving into our UFO battler. We're doing antiquity ones this time. This girl was actually found by fishermen, and she was clutching a card, like a wooden box, and she wouldn't let anybody in the box. And she had red hair, didn't fit the area. And so there's speculation that maybe she was from another planet. Can you tell us the
Hmm.
story of the Utsuro-bune, or hollow boat woman, who was captured or taken in 1803?
Ooh. What can you tell us about? She definitely existed, and she definitely was alive, right? That's what she
Okay.
says. She can't really explain what all this was.
Well, I was hoping she would because she's the only one that can tell us.
I no, but I mean at the time she had no idea really how she got there.
Did she was in like a fugue state? She couldn't remember. She was had amnesia. There's
She
speculation that she was, highborn foreign woman exiled by because she was an adulteress and she was carrying her partner's head in the box. So we want to know who she was, what she did, what was in the box. Was she an ET?
No, and she wasn't carrying a head in the box. That's not
Okay.
true.
That's one folklore idea.
Yeah.
So
What was in the
Had
box?
strange writing on the box as well.
A heart was in the box.
Like a real heart, someone's heart.
That's real heart. Yes, not a person, but an animal heart.
And were you practicing witchcraft on somebody, trying to get them to love you, but using this heart in a box?
No, it was given to her.
That's a strange present to give, something
Yeah,
Edward Leaderscallen would have given, but who gave you this box and a heart and why?
it was like a priest that gave her the box and the heart and sent her on a mission.
How does this craft fit into the mission? And what was the directive in this chicken heart box mission side
Oh,
quest?
yeah. How did you, what was the mission? It was to deliver the heart to a female, but she never got an opportunity to do that. And what was this ship looking thing? She doesn't even know. That's what he told her to get into. Do you know where it came from? It's possibly ET. Now, this priest person was involved with extraterrestrials. She knows
Okay.
that now she's on the other side, but she was also like the patsy, you know? She was doing his dirty work and she was the one that got the blame for it.
Was he an ET in disguise or he just happened to be working with them?
No, he was just working with them,
And
channeling them, getting a lot of messages from them. I
and they
think we're
said
starting to see a pattern.
and they said, "Hey, we got a great idea. First, you take a chicken heart, you put it in a box, and then you bring it to our ship, but send someone else." What was the point of this mission?
Well, it was supposed to be that he did the mission, but he wasn't brave enough. And also, he was worried about his reputation as like this community or, something that people relied upon to heal them. So he sent her. Now, she was very, very vulnerable. She was also had learning difficulties. And so she took the bait.
And what happened to her? How did her life unfold after this chicken in a box mission?
Well, she was beaten for her strange ideas. She was very poor. She lived a very difficult life. I mean, definitely major learning difficulties.
Instantly, I assume it's a chicken heart, but what animal heart was it?
What animal heart was it? It was more like a cow's
A cow
heart.
heart. Okay, that's much bigger then. Um, who created the craft, and then what happened to the craft? And then were there people in the craft, or did it just disappear?
What happened to the craft? I mean, the craft eventually left the Earth plane. And was there anyone else in there apart from you? There wasn't anyone else in there apart from her. Although she did feel like others were there energetically, but she couldn't see them.
And so, how many times has this craft been back, or was it just made by the ETs for this mission?
It's never been back.
Where is its origin?
Not here. It's way off planet.
Well, right, most things are, but does it
Well,
have a
yeah,
physical
I mean, but
presence, and do
far.
there physical beings, and are they on a physical planet?
They were on a physical planet. They have since moved due to war. Now they're energy because they don't want to be caught and chased.
This is only a
So,
couple hundred years ago, so they've turned into energy. They're physical beings. They have a physical species.
yes, they did, but they are now energy because physical just brings about a lot of problems, a lot
So
of
just in
issues.
the last 200 years, this monumental change in their species has taken place.
Well, they were always energy that just manifested itself into physical form, and they could manifest themselves back into energy form.
Who were they
It
at war
wasn't a
with?
problem. Hmm?
Who were they at war with?
The next planet over
And
that
could this
wanted to
cowheart
conquer.
have helped change the direction of the war?
No, it was just seeing what people would do. Again, it's similar to the Stonehenge story, which is, oh, let's see how far people will go and take direction from us.
Did she really have red hair?
Did you? No.
No. Okay, our last one is from Aurora, Texas. We're moving into Texas. This is a 1897 UFO crashed into a windmill in one of the
Hmm.
first UFO crashes noted in North America. And it was like the Roswell, 50 years before Roswell. The creature died, but lived for a while, and then he was buried in a local cemetery. And then decades later, the story came out. Someone hijacked the body from the cemetery, but there was actually a physical body of the ET that has since been removed. So let's find out, where did this UFO come from and what happened to the craft pilot,
They were confiscated. This did happen, actually.
right? And what happened? Where were they coming from? What were they attempting to do when they crashed into a windmill? I mean, got to be a terrible UFO driver to crash into a windmill, but still.
They were running away from other ETs. Like there's a lot of ET wars, and they were running away from the ETs. Like
What,
ETs can be territorial. Like you're on my territory, you go somewhere else. And so
so
that's
was
mhm.
this on Earth or was this from a different planet?
It's not from Earth, no.
Tell us about the individual. Were there more than one individual? Were they just one? Were they a teenage runaway ET?
Was there more than one individual? Not more than one individual whose body was taken. No.
But I want to know about this individual. What old were they? Had they just
They were
stolen a
young.
UFO? Why weren't they able to fly it?
Oh my God. They were quite young, but they were sent on a mission, but they knew that it was possibly a death mission. I mean, the ones that sent them on the mission.
So did they come from a mothership craft around the orbit of Earth, or did they come from a different planet, or did they come from a different star system?
Did you come from a different planet? Yeah, they came from a different planet. It wasn't a mothership. And I feel that they had planted themselves, what they're telling me, on the moon to come in and take a look around. But of course, that's when they were noticed, and the other ETs started chasing them, and they were in some sort of war, like a territorial war.
Okay, so how far did they come from to get to the Earth's moon?
Oh God, billions and billions of miles.
And how long did that take them? What was the journey like? What did they eat? What did they watch on TV?
Oh my God. They don't have TV. They don't have to eat. They don't have to like use the loo. They don't have to
I would have
drink.
to use the loo in a 1 billion mile journey. Definitely.
And how in Earth plane time, Earth or human time, it would be around 30 years that it took them to get here.
Figure has been described as a small, non-human figure in retellings. And what did that figure look like to you? How are they presenting themselves? What are they named?
It's almost like an animal that walks on two legs. I mean, it's not human looking, but it's not furry. Does it look like a gray? No. It kind of has a insect type of head.
And how many of its species are there?
Oh God, how many trillions and trillions? I mean, they're all over the universe.
And does it have a soul?
No,
So what are you talking to if it died? And what did it look? Did it present itself as something different when it was flying to Earth?
only the body died. The consciousness of this being did not die, and the energy of this being did not die, but it's not a soul.
And does it incarnate into another slug-like thing, or
No, it doesn't want to do that ever again.
and so it has that choice to not redo itself? How does this consciousness talk to other? Is this the first time it's actually communicated since its death?
Is this the first time you've ever communicated? Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the exhumation of your body. Can you tell us who was involved with that and when that happened?
Some scientists took it, and they still have it to this day.
And what are they doing with it?
Well, right now it's just being preserved and passed down but it's in like some secret science society,
What could they learn from it?
well, they wanted to see what like the structure was made of, but it's nothing that has been identified as anything that exists on the Earth plane.
What happened to your ship?
It was destroyed.
Tell us about the crash.
It was like shot down and but it was destroyed
Who was
by
it?
the locals.
Who was it shot down by?
Other ETs, energetic like beams that shot down the craft.
Were your parents upset with you for stealing a ship and crashing into Earth?
You're so funny. No, that's funny.
Was it always in your soul path to steal a ship, crash it into Earth?
They don't have soul paths.
What do they have that's different?
Free will.
So why have you chosen not to come back?
Kind of a been there, done that scenario. Not that interested in it. Too dangerous. There's better things to do with its time.
Can it tell us what other entities are currently on the Earth's moon?
Entities that are currently on the Earth's moon. Well, there were some beings, but they've left now. But these things look very insect-like.
All right. Always carry raid. Thanks so much, Liz. Thank you, everybody, for participating in this. And thank you out there for watching this and sharing it with a friend and leaving your comments below. We always love to see that. And Liz, it's been a great July. I look forward to seeing you next month.
Yeah, this was awesome, Mr. Reality. I love these PSI-5 drops, so thank you. Don't forget, Mr. Reality has a tip jar listed down below.